ready.
Febrero.
Okay. All right. Repeat.
¿Qué si en febrero?
Febrero. Sí.
Febrero.
Sí,
Okay. All right.
Febrero.
Pero
So vuelve aquí 13. Hold on.
13. 13.
13 de febrero a las 11 de la mañana.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Gracias. All right.
Sorry. All right.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Hello, could person on the iPhone, can I get your name, please? Person on person's iPhone, can I get your name?
Anthony Wilson.
Okay. Mr. Kuzmir, do you need to speak to him?
I think we're ready.
Okay, we've got Wilson here. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. This is 2400980P. This is the People versus Anthony Wilson. Looks like he needs to be arraigned too on 25 SL0014. All right, Mr. Schmears.
Which one does it need to be arraigned on?
So it looks like I'm sorry, Mr. Kaplan, let's first take your appearance. I apologize.
Joshua Kaplan for the People.
Yeah, good morning, Jason Kuchmears on behalf of Mr. Wilson.
All right, so the resisting and obstruction case, we do need to arraign him on. Let me just double check the dates. Mr. Kuchmears, let's start with the formal reading on that case.
And we wait for reading and stand mute.
Okay. We're going to plead not guilty on this case. Okay, so bad news. Looks like they issued a state case too for a felony for operating while impaired third degree. And it looks like that warrant's outstanding unless JS has something different and we just need to schedule it. It's the same date of offense.
Well, that would make sense because he kept asking me if there was other charges and I kept saying I don't know the answer to that question. So
it looks like they kept the RNO and they sent the drunk driving to the county. Mm-hmm. If there's a bench warrant, we'll address it, Mr. Wilson, so it's not out there.
Yeah, it's an original complaint and warrant on the state law.
All right, so Mr. Kuchmears, I know that you're not going to be appointed on the felony matter. Would you mind talking to him about the third offense, the break room, so I can at least arraign him and get him a date so he's not in bench warrant status?
Yeah, no problem. It's a 4-year, correct?
Let me double check, but I believe so. Let me just make sure I read it right.
I'm to call the clerk's office. Right?
All right, I'm going to put the two of you. Well, let me just double check this. Let's see.
It's either 4 or 5.
I think it's, hold on, it's I got 1 to 5 probation. Okay. So it's a 5-year max. Yeah. All right, so we'll put you together.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Wendy, it's me. Can you look up a case for me? His last name is Wilson, first name Anthony, and his middle name is Lewis. Because Judge, I don't think we can arraign him because it's an Oak Park felony. I feel like he might have to turn himself in next door. So
what?
We have him up for an Oak Park case this morning, and Judge realized the state law one is an outstanding warrant, and I just realized it's an Oak
Let's bring Mr. Kuchmer's
Okay.
back. I can't
I
right
I
now.
mean, we've done it on misdemeanors, but I've
But
never
the
done it on
felonies,
felony.
all right, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I
That's
just
fine.
caught
Over
that. I'm
Zoom.
like, we probably.
Mr. Kuchmer, she wanted you brought back.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Kuchmer, sorry to bring you back in. Let me just recall these matters and let Mr. Wilson know what needs to happen here. All right, we're back on the record 2400980P and 25SL0014. All right, so we've arranged you on your misdemeanor portion of this case, Mr. Wilson. The bad news is that the felony portion, unfortunately, of the case, I can't even address the bench warrant today because you have to check yourself in over at Oak Park Police Department so that they can fingerprint you. So I can't set aside the bench warrant today. What you need to do is you need to turn yourself into the Oak Park Police Department. I would suggest, I mean, obviously you don't want to get picked up on a warrant and spend the night in jail. But if you can turn yourself in, before 9
9
before 9 a.m. tomorrow or before 9 a.m. this week, we do arraignments at noon. So as long as you give enough time to fingerprint you and do the paperwork, that means you'll be out by noon. If you come in later, then you'll spend the night in jail and wait to be arraigned. Does that make sense?
Why is there a warrant if they arrested me?
Mr. Wilson, so here's the deal. Without getting into the entirety of this, what happens is they arrest you. Obviously, you got lucky; they let you out. They didn't hold you. That just meant they were doing the paperwork that they sent up to the county. The prosecutor is the one who authorizes the charges, not the police. So they sign the warrant, then it comes back, and now you're in warrant status, and the court has to arraign you. So you're on notice. You're in warrant status. You want to make sure that you turn yourself into Oak Park so you don't end up getting picked up on the warrant and spending time in jail that you don't want to be spending time in jail for. And we're going to put you on track for your misdemeanor case. You now know what you need to do for your felony. Okay. All right. Mr. Kaplan, I don't know if you have an offer in this case, but I'm going to take it you want to see what happens with the felony matter. And most likely Mr. Wilson does too.
Yeah,
I would
do.
assume that's correct.
Mr. Kuchmeris?
Yes, Judge, I'd like to adjourn it and let's do the February 13th. Hopefully we get some kind of resolution by then.
Okay. All right. So we're going to schedule your misdemeanor case, sir. You'll be back on Zoom February 13th. I'm going to schedule you for 10:45. I'm going to give you a $5,000 personal bond, but there's no firearms, no dangerous weapons, no alcohol, no marijuana, no controlled substances. And you'll be back on this matter on February 13th at 10:45. All right, let's make sure we've got good contact information for you, sir. Is Revere Street still good?
Yes.
And let's get a good phone number for you.
313-670-7504.
Okay.
What is that?
That charge is listed on the state law.
Oh, so we need to nominate those?
Yeah, probably. Hold on just one moment. Okay, we're back on the record, and Mr. Kushner is just going forward, just so you know that the state law case that issued with the felony matter, it also issued on the resisting obstructing, so it's duplicated. So we're going to have to, after he gets arraigned on that, just so you know, Mr. Kaplan, the state's got the RNO too. One of you is going to have to forfeit it. I'll leave that up to the government agencies.
I will dismiss at the next court date on that then.
So that means you got to get arraigned, Mr. Wilson. You're going to have these two matters floating around. So make sure that you go get arraigned on the felony matter. Make sure that you go turn yourself in on the felony matter. All right. Anything else for the record?
Not from the fence.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck.
Okay, it looks like we just have two failed to appears, Dubois and Bags.
Bags and Bougie didn't turn up? Let's see.
I guess.
11:35. All right, well, let's call the other one first. All right, this is 2400987OP. This is the People versus Marty DeBose. Attorneys, can I get your appearances, please?
Joshua Kaplan for the people.
Good morning, Jason Kuchmers on behalf of Mr. DuBose.
All right, we haven't seen Mr. DeBose. Mr. Kuchmers?
Your Honor, I sent a letter. I did not receive a response. I did not have a valid phone number, so I'm not speaking to Mr. DeBose.
Okay, so we'll issue bench warrant, failure to appear, bond 1,010%, bond, or we'll give it a 48-hour hold since it's nonviolent. All right, so for Bags and Bougie, Officer Christopher, I still see you there. Have you had any contact with these individuals? We haven't seen them in our waiting room yet.
No, I have not. I know they still are in the Greenfield Plaza, but no, I've got nothing.
I can tell Your Honor that Officer Christopher did not believe that they were going to appear when I spoke to her at the beginning of this docket. So I don't think it's a surprise to her.
Okay. It looks like we do have a registered agent here that we can reach out. And there's a tickets that have gone into default also. Okay. Okay, this is 2400969OP and 24OP3065 trailing along here. Mr. Kaplan, can I get your appearance?
Joshua Kaplan for the people.
And it looks like we have not seen anyone from Bags and Bougie. They also have 2 matters that have gone into default for not addressing. I have a registered agent as a Nikina Johnson, living in Taylor. I'm going to issue a show cause for Nikina Johnson. And we'll try to get this back on track. We'll schedule this for February 5th at 2 o'clock. All right, anything else for the record?
No, Your
No,
Honor.
Your Honor.
All right, that concludes our morning docket.
Have a
Judge,
wonderful
I
weekend,
have,
everybody.
Gregory
Thank you, Your Honor.
Williams. What happened with Greg Williams?
Sorry, what, Mr. Fishburne?
I have a Gregory Williams. What happened with that one?
It's 2 o'clock this afternoon.
It does look like he's listed twice. I show an exam at 2, and I had him under me at 11.
Yeah, okay, so I've got the Williams file. I do have one for 11, and there's supposed to be an exam also at 1. Oh, I'm sorry, probable cause conference at 1.
I showed that the Oak Park matter was scheduled for
11.
today at this time, but then it looks like they scheduled it on December 26th for January 22nd at 1:20.
Okay, hold on.
So
All right, repeat that. Okay, so Mr. Kushner, we have a note that it looks like that the case that's scheduled right now was adjourned to January 22nd at 1:20. I don't know why that was. But I'm not going to bench warrant him on this case because I've got another date for the 22nd for him. He is supposed to be here this afternoon on his felony matter. We did get word from the attorneys that most likely that was waiving, but that's scheduled for 2 o'clock. So this misdemeanor case, we're not going to have back to the 22nd at 1:20.
Is the PD on that day going to handle it? Because I'm not going to be available.
I will make it.
With the host has asked you to start your video.
what's this?
Yeah, what's your name?
Nikema Johnson.
Oh, Miss Johnson, I think we just lost Officer Christopher.
Yeah.
My phone was acting up.
Show cause date,
Yeah, you know
February
what?
5th at 2 o'clock.
All right, so let me just make a note what's happening. Ma'am, okay, so here's the deal. The code officer's gone. So I can't address your matter today, but I'm going to take you out of show cause status. Make sure that you come back on February 5th at 2:00. In the meantime, you might want to reach out to Officer Christophel at the city. But I've got you rescheduled for February 5th at 2:00.
You said reach out to who?
Officer Christophel with the city of Oak Park. Reach out to the code officers.
And how do I contact them?
You'll have to call the city of Oak Park, ma'am. Just Google the city of Oak Park. We're the court. We're different.
Okay. And you said February the 5th at 2:00?
2:00 on Zoom. Yeah, make sure you're not late because we stagger at these cases. And if you're 20 minutes late, then we lose our officers or our code officers, or you go into warrant status. So make sure you try to log on a little early if you think you're gonna have trouble, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
That'll never happen.
Okay. All right. And then we know what we're doing with Williams, or we don't know what we're doing.
He was saying he's not available.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna note that, Mr. Kashmir's.
Okay, so I'm good to go.
You are.
All right, very good. Have a great rest of the day.
You too.